Hi, I'm Charlene Shirk, and welcome to Digital Champions, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And joining us today from Ocala, Florida, is Brittany Long with Win with Systems. Brittany, thanks so much for joining us today.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
So tell us what you do over there with Win with Systems.
So we write emails for people. It's kind of like trying on somebody else's clothes or playing dress up, but it's with words instead of clothes. And so we write emails for people, specifically marketing emails.
And so tell us, when you're doing these email marketing for them, that's really kind of helping them save some time as well. So talk to us a little bit about when clients are coming to you, what pain point are you solving other than, as we all know, you've got to feed the beast. And if you're trying to run a business, it's hard to run your business and feed the beast.
Right. So one of the biggest things that people come to us for is I either like writing my emails and I don't know what order to put them in or what to say, or I don't have time to write my emails, or I really hate writing. Those are the things we see the most. And then we also see people that say, well, I'd really love to make money on autopilot so that I don't have to consistently show up because I don't always want to show up. And so that's really where those evergreen emails come in, which are those automated emails that you write once, they're put in a sequence and they continue to run.
And talk to us a little bit about the challenge that you have in doing your job. Because as we know, there's always a challenge. When you're solving somebody else's problem, you always have your own to deal with as well.
Sure. So I think probably our biggest challenge is making sure that people understand how much money they're missing out with email and how much time they're spending on email on doing it themselves. Those are probably our two biggest challenges. And the reason is because people see, TikTok, they see all these different forms of digital media, and they think they have to be on all of them, but really they end up neglecting one of the foundational ones, which is email. And so it's helping them stay focused away from necessarily the shiny objects that are, new platforms and stuff like that, and help them see there's that platform that's stable that is there for them.
With all the cookie apocalypse and the privacy things that are changing down the road, the recommendation from, most marketers has been, first party data, own your customers' information, own their data, which a big thing is email addresses. But then you've got the flip side where people are like, oh my God, you're going to send out emails. Nobody wants to be spammed by email. So where's the middle of that road? How do you achieve that by having access to your customers, but then not turning off those customers with emails?
One of the ways that people turn off their customers is by only sending emails when they're launching. It's like if you've ever had a friend growing up that only contacts you when like nobody else is around, that's kind of how it feels. And so people get really turned off when they're only getting email after email after email about buy this thing for me, buy this thing for me, buy this thing for me. So one of the ways to get around that is by sending emails that are going to be resource emails, helpful emails, emails that are interesting, that they feel like they're getting to know you and you're getting to know them. So that when you do send those launch emails, it's not just somebody on the internet saying, hey, buy my stuff. It's somebody that they know, that they've had this conversation with for the past year, however long. And so having those kind of conversations with them. The other thing is to give them the option to opt out. And so when you have launch emails that you're sending out, instead of sending it to them and their only option is to unsubscribe completely from your list, giving them the option to only unsubscribe from that particular set of emails. And you can do that with other emails too. If they're not interested in something that you're talking about, give them the option to unsubscribe from that particular topic.
And Brittany, I notice on here you are co-founder of your company. Mm-hmm. So we want to ask you, when do you think it's time to scale your business? Because I'm assuming you've had great growth because you're providing a fabulous service. So how have you scaled it?
I have a really interesting, position on this. So I scaled really, really fast at first, and it was great. I was like, this is amazing. I'm doing so great. And then I had a hard time keeping up with it at first. And so I hired a team, and there was really this growth period to go through. And so sometimes I see people saying like, oh, I wish I was growing faster. But really, when you're growing slow, it gives you the opportunity to see the leaks that are happening, to see the systems that aren't working, and to make those updates along the way. What I learned from having really, really fast growth all of a sudden was that it can be super, super, super stressful, but it doesn't have to be, especially if you're growing at a methodical, systematic way. And so when I started having all my systems in place, after I experienced that, I started putting all these systems in place. And then I said, okay, if we grow by, 10%, are we going to be able to handle that volume? Is there anything that's going to break? When we got to the point where we said, no, we're ready to move forward, that's when we started scaling even more.
Brittany, that's a great answer and great insight to folks just starting their business. Great knowledge that they can take from you without having to learn it the hard way. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today on Digital Champions.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it is our pleasure. And if you'd like to learn more about what Brittany's doing at Win with Systems, start by checking her out on daily@brief.com. Well, I'm Charlene Chirk. That's going to do it for this episode of Digital Champions. We look forward to learning something new with you next time.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.